I answer the door. Larissa knocks or rings a bell or whatever. I'm expecting nothing. I answer the door. Here she is with a branch at my door. This is for you.
A big branch, like almost like a tree, like a single tree, like tiny.
That's right.
Anyway.
I should have just planted it. Hello, Eepers. Welcome to another episode of Extra English Podcast with Misha
And Larissa. We're two Canadian English teachers talking about life in Canada, our lives, and anything else that might interest us. And hopefully will interest you too.
So join us for another conversation. Today we're going to talk about spring.
Spring.
I love spring.
Amazing season. It is spring. On the day that we are recording, it is like full on spring season.
We're looking out my window and there's a tree just starting to grow its little leaves.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's a light green color and the sun isn't shining, but I just saw a bird fly by.
There are birds. The sun was shining yesterday.
It was.
Yeah. When you live somewhere that has a winter like we do, people are so happy when spring comes.
So happy. Like everything changes.
Everything.
People start coming outside. The parks aren't empty anymore.
No.
There's a new energy that comes with the warmer weather, the melting of the snow. We're more optimistic even, I would say.
Absolutely.
Anything is possible.
The mood lifts. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that.
Here we are.
What do you love about spring?
Do you know, a funny thing I just thought about when you were saying the parks are full again is I find Canadians, as soon as it's a little bit warm, people are like, T-shirt, shorts, and sandals. Like we go, we're just so excited. We don't have to wear winter coats. We go whoosh. And then we have to pull it back a bit because it doesn't go from minus 20 to 20 overnight.
No, it's not. It's true. But it is surprising how many people I see in, I'm sorry, there's a cardinal right there on the balcony.
He heard us talking.
Hello, welcome.
Oh my gosh.
He's beautiful.
I haven't seen a cardinal right there before.
I'm sorry.
He's coming for the episode. Oh,
Bye.
off he goes. Perfect. I really want to put a bird feeder somewhere where my son and I could watch it. My parents live out in the country and they have a number of bird feeders for different kinds of birds. And it's a pastime of us. Like we'll just sit at the window and they'll send us email updates about, oh, we saw this bird today or this one was at the neighbors. They have a little friendly competition with the neighbors about who's getting the bluebirds.
Would they consider themselves birders?
I don't think so.
Okay. I guess a birder is someone who goes into nature seeking out birds.
Yes. I have another friend who's a birder and she there's a community, there are rules. Like if you find an owl, you're not allowed to tell people.
Why?
Because owls you'll scare them off if everyone goes, if you say there's an owl at the corner of these two streets and everyone goes to look, that owl's gone.
Oh.
So she's a birder.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like you have to go
sounds
seeking.
serious. Okay.
Anyway, spring related, spring adjacent.
Absolutely. And I would come and watch the birds at your bird feeder.
But the problem is bird feeders make a lot of poop. So I can't put it on my balcony.
The bird feeders don't make poop.
It's the special kind you buy at the store.
But you're right. The bird feeders draw the birds. And then when you have a lot of birds, you have a lot of poop.
So you need some grass. So we'll see if I can find a solution.
Do you know what else creates a lot of mess? Berry trees.
They do.
You know I love a berry tree.
Yeah.
I love a berry tree.
She loves collecting berries from the various trees in the various parts of spring and summer in our city.
So much. But if you have one in your property, on your property or in your area, you'll often find purple colored poop all over the place because birds, they just eat, then they go.
It's pretty short tracked.
It is, but worth it. I think worth it.
Agreed.
So speaking of berry trees, that's one thing I love about spring, collecting them, but that's not till later in the spring, end of spring, beginning of summer, I would say. But right now, all the fruit trees are in bloom. So the cherry trees, like the sakura, if we were in Japan, we would see like the big cherry blossom festival, but we have our own cherry trees here and peach trees, apple trees, and then the berries, and what else? Like just, I don't know, the trees are
The
a
trees
bloom.
are beautiful.
Yes.
There's a tree a couple blocks from me that's on my way to places we often go. And I live for this time of year when it's in bloom. It must be a cherry tree, those pink blossoms. It's so beautiful. And people will come to look at it. Like often when I pass it, and we always will detour to go under and stare up,
Yeah.
there's usually a number of other people doing the same or taking pictures.
Amazing.
It's just big. It's beautiful. It's right when we need
Yes.
color and
Yes.
life and growth.
If it's bright pink, I wonder if it's a crab apple tree.
It may be. The blossoms are very small and close together.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know. But there's a crab apple tree on a public space near my home.
Yeah.
And for like 3 or 4 days,
Yeah, it's
every
really
spring,
short window.
it is so vibrantly pink and gorgeous.
Love that.
Yeah.
No, this tree's more the color of your shirt almost.
Oh.
A light pink.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well,
I should get the fruit tree expert
come
to
with me. I'll bring
look
my
at
app.
it.
My app and I can identify anything.
So useful, these apps. Also, maybe you mentioned this already, but magnolia trees are so beautiful this time of year.
Oh,
I
yes.
love magnolia. They don't provide fruit.
No.
Just a beautiful big pink
They
flower.
provide joy.
Joy, 100%. And lilacs, we're not quite there yet.
No, I have a lilac tree in front of my window, and the flowers are coming. They're still green. Mine are white. They will turn white, and they will get so fragrant. Actually, kind of gives my son a headache. He doesn't love the smell of it. It's strong.
It's strong. I love it too.
Me too.
Yeah.
But already the bees are coming.
Oh.
So they are being drawn. So something is happening there.
Yeah.
There's
already
pollen.
some sort of smell,
Yeah.
I guess. Do bees smell?
Do bees smell? What attracts them to the pollen?
Must be smell.
We need to research.
We should keep a little notepad, things that come up that we want to know more about.
Yes.
One of you could tell us.
If only
maybe.
we could rely on you, yes, to just be our researcher.
In addition to the trees, there's those common spring flowers like tulips,
Yes.
the daffodils.
Yes.
It's just
Hyacinth.
such, there are flowers all summer.
Yeah.
But the ones in the spring matter more.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
They're the first ones.
Yeah.
They're so vibrant. I think most of the ones you just named are not even native. Like they were brought by the Europeans.
Yeah.
But we've associated them with spring. I guess maybe they've become naturalized. Maybe we consider them as part of the landscape here. But yes, when you see a tulip, you know it's really spring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
One of my very favorite spring plants is a forsythia bush.
I love those too.
It's got lots and lots of branches, and this time of year it has yellow flowers. Bright yellow flowers. In a few weeks they'll fall off, and then it'll grow green leaves, and it'll stay green all spring, all summer. Excuse me. But Misha, do you remember?
I know what you're going to talk about. I do remember.
I know that Misha loves forsythia too. And I have one in my backyard. And so I was coming over to visit her, was this like a
few
couple
years ago? Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to bring her some forsythia. Well, instead of cutting off a number of little pieces, I just got one giant branch. I don't know what possessed me to do it like this. I think it was the only one I could reach or something. And I thought, oh, she can just cut it down, or
Must have been at least partially for the comedic effect. No?
I don't know if I'm that clever.
I answer the door. Larissa knocks or rings a bell or whatever. I'm expecting nothing. I answer the door. Here she is with a branch at my door. This is for you.
Big branch, like almost like a tree, like a single tree, like tiny.
That's right.
Anyway.
I should have just planted it. I have a picture. So I'll post the picture on our Instagram so you can all see it if you want, of the giant forsythia branch.
Every time the forsythia blooms, I think, I wonder if I should bring a branch to Misha.
Yeah, where's my branch, Larissa? Next time you come over, expectations are
high.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the kind of friend you want to have. The friend who thinks, I should show up with a branch. To someone who is very excited to receive a branch.
But You would be more excited to receive a few shorter, reasonably sized pieces. No.
0%. That was hilarious. It was a great prop. I had to take photos that day. I'll tell you why. But it was a great prop for my photos. Anyone can bring me a little bundle of twigs, blossoming twigs. Very few people are going to bring a whole branch.
Well, then, I am happy to have served you so well.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, what are you alluding to?
Well, it's May right now.
It's May 1st.
Yes, when we're recording this. Hopefully we'll release it soon. But during May, and at the time you brought me that, it must have been May.
Yeah.
Because during May, there's an event in the sewing community.
Me Made May.
You got it.
I love the name of that. Me Made May.
It's so cute.
What does it even mean?
Me made means something you made yourself. And mostly it refers to clothes. So I sew a lot of my own clothes, this shirt included. And so me made, I would say this is a me made. People use it like a noun. It's not like a real word outside of the sewing community, like Larissa.
No.
People don't know what it means.
You would say, I made this.
Yeah.
That this is
Or
grammatically
it's
correct.
handmade, you might say.
Handmade, yeah. It's homemade, no, handmade, yeah.
But we use it as an adjective or a noun. It's a me made or it's me made. And then me made May is just cute alliteration, and it's a month where people do different things. You can kind of make a pledge, which is like a promise or a commitment to do a certain thing. Like maybe someone might pledge to wear a me made every day or make 3 new things during the month.
Okay.
Or go through their fabric, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But people also often post every day on Instagram their homemade clothes. So if you Google the hashtag me made May, you'll find tons of these. It's just people, just really the community of people kind of coming together and interacting. Like, I don't know any of these people in real life, but we're friends in this kind of online community, and this is like a celebratory month for us.
So you use the forsythia in your Me Made May post?
I did. Because sometimes I don't know how to pose, right? But when I have an object, like a branch, it just made for a fun photo opportunity.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Do you have enough Me Made clothes that you could wear them for a month?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. These days, I have a young child, so sewing time is very, very limited. So I haven't made a lot of new clothes in the last couple of years, and some of my clothes have worn out.
Okay.
So right now I wear a real mix, like half and half. But
half and half Me Made, half and made store-bought?
Yes. When I was really sewing all the time, most of what I wore was made by me.
Amazing.
Pants, coats, shirts, dresses.
Isn't that amazing?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I miss it though. So this year, usually I'm so excited for Me Made.
Yeah.
But this year I feel a little down about it just because I would love to make some new things or freshen up my wardrobe, and I really don't have the time.
Well, can I give you a challenge?
Oh, please.
Can you please wear something that you have made every time we record for May?
Done. I ironed 2 other shirts today to give myself some Me Made options for recording. So
good.
I'll save them. I like that pledge. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Maybe one day you'll take part in Me Made May.
Maybe.
Larissa also likes to sew.
I like to sew, but I don't like to follow a pattern.
Yeah.
I am a free spirit. I like to create with fabrics and textiles, but I don't want to follow the instructions. So clothing really...
It's hard to make clothes without... For us, we don't have those skills of... That's a real high-level skill to make your own clothes without a pattern.
Yeah. I don't... Anyway, maybe.
But have you sewn... You've sewn a couple garments, a couple pieces of clothing, no?
But I don't wear them because they didn't work.
I know. I have told her this before. I used to not really like patterns, and then I would make clothes and never wear them because they didn't look good.
No.
A pattern's helpful.
It is.
But you have fun with what you make.
I am celebrating Thrift May.
Thraft May. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a... It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Maybe someday. You can inspire me somewhere.
I'll keep working on it. My son likes to go outside in the spring, but he likes to go outside all year round. He always wants to be outside. And in the winter, of course, I go with him, but it's a chore.
Yeah.
All right. I don't love the winter. I mean, some of it is nice. The snow is beautiful. And then it continues and continues and continues. And you get it's a bit much.
Yep.
And you have to really bundle up. And so I'm so excited for the spring for him and I to go outside.
Yes.
Because it's more fun for me.
Yeah.
And the park, like in the winter, you can kind of play on the playground equipment, but the snow can make it really slippery.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but now's the time. So we go to the park. There's one near here. We go most nights. Swing, slide.
Is it wet? So spring is also usually like everything is melting and it rains a lot. So do you have to manage that?
Sometimes. So I keep a scarf in the bottom of the stroller. That's my wipe things off. Or if it starts to rain, throw it over the stroller so he doesn't get wet. So I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. My daughter is also always outside in the spring.
Is she?
Gets upset if she has homework or classwork or chores or anything to do in the evening on a sunny day.
Yeah.
Like on a rainy day, whatever. Fine. But or if there's no friends available to play with her, she gets a little grumpy because it's spring. We should be outside.
Absolutely.
And usually, if she just walks to the park or to the school, there's a bunch of kids out there playing.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that energy.
Everybody comes outside.
Everybody. And everyone will talk to each other
Yes.
Canadians love to talk to each other about the weather. Yeah. We love this. If you ever meet a Canadian or if you live in Canada, it's always the right conversation to have. But in the spring, I'll pass perfect strangers just walking and I'm like, isn't this day beautiful?
Yes.
Enjoy the sun.
Yes.
We're all just excited to interact about the weather.
It's true. And you'll find neighbors outside. Somebody's cutting their lawn and somebody is, cleaning up the leaves. And although there's also a thing called no mow May. Have you heard of this?
No mow May. No
mow May.
That's cute.
MOW. The idea is that you don't clean up your garden. You don't mow your grass until later in the season.
Yes.
In order to protect the insects, the bees, the butterflies, the things that are hibernating or that are sleeping in the plants. Let them emerge and then you can take care of everything. You don't want to disturb them.
I have heard of that. I hadn't heard that cute name.
No mow May.
That's a good idea. No mow May.
My neighbor did mow his lawn today, so I think he believes in no mow April.
Doesn't have quite the same ring.
But really, I think it's not exactly about the date, but really more like the temperature. And because I think that's what wakes up the insects. And so maybe it's okay to do it now.
Yeah, I don't know. One negative thing about spring, since we're mostly singing its praises, I've learned only in recent years that I have allergies that kick up in the spring. Is this part of getting older? I hate it.
I've heard that some people outgrow their allergies. So they have them when they're young and then they don't have them when they're older. But maybe you can also grow into your allergies.
Maybe I'm reverse aging.
Hey, I don't know if that's a thing, but we can pretend.
We can pretend. Anyway, mostly they bug my eyes. My eyes get itchy. I have drops. But I can feel them kicking in now.
Yeah, this is a tough time of year for allergy sufferers, people with environmental allergies, because the pollen is everywhere.
Can't avoid it.
It's, Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Fortunately, there are lots of over-the-counter
and
remedies.
Mine is pretty minimal, the effect. Some people, I think, are really...
Yeah, they suffer. They suffer through the season. And maybe in the fall also.
Yeah, I think, and so, I think through the summer, I think there are different, I can't remember, I did an allergy test just last year. They pricked a bunch of spots on my arms and then tested things. And I think it was grass and certain trees.
Okay.
Oh, and ragweed, which is a really common one.
Yeah.
But I had an allergic reaction to eating a peach.
Oh, no.
And the doctor told me that what happens with fruit trees is the blossom becomes the fruit.
Yes.
So some of the pollen that has been collected and transferred and whatever can end up as part of that final fruit. So it's not that I'm allergic to a peach, but maybe the ragweed pollen or the grass pollen got in the peach.
And maybe because a peach is fuzzy, it can catch that pollen more than some other fruits, because that could be true for any fruit.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the peach skin has something to do with it.
Maybe I just have to. Anyway,
Wash your peaches better.
Well, I have an appointment when it's peach season to go back to the allergist with a peach bought at the same market I bought the last one.
What are they going to do with it?
I said, am I just going to eat it in the office and you're going to watch me? And he said, no, they'll make like a tincture and do the same process. They'll prick a little spot on my skin and
Well, can you eat the rest of it?
After it doesn't react to my skin.
Of course, yes. Yes.
Maybe. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, interesting. I feel really fortunate not to have any allergies.
Yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for that optimism.
Who knew they could come out of nowhere? You'll be fine.
Thank you. I don't believe her. So, Misha, you said the one negative thing about spring is the allergies, but another thing is the unpredictability of the weather.
That's true.
It can go from a beautiful 17 degree sunny day, and the next day be 4 degrees and rainy. It can snow.
Absolutely.
The snow doesn't last, but it can snow.
It can.
And so it's hard to make plans because you're not really sure what's going to come.
You have to check it all the time, bring lots of layers.
And then it can also be really wet and muddy.
Yeah.
Which is like just part of spring.
It is.
It's not all perfect.
No.
I'll take it though.
Me too. You know, my son gets around by crawling mostly or walking on his knees. He has a disability, so he doesn't walk on his feet yet. And it is very hard to manage in spring.
Yes.
Right? Because, I mean, he'll just get covered in mud.
Yeah.
His clothes. Anyway, so we really wear splash pants a lot.
Yes.
At least to have one layer.
Yeah.
Splash pants are like a sort of waterproof thin pant that go over. Mostly they're for kids, although you could find them for adults.
Yeah.
That go over his pants. But it's tricky.
Yeah, because in winter you have snow pants, so there's a protective layer. But in the spring,
And in the winter, like the snow is nice and soft and doesn't scratch up his clothes or.
Okay, but now I'm thinking about the summer when he's wearing shorts.
He doesn't wear shorts.
Oh, because it would scratch his knees on the pavement. Yeah.
It is tricky though when we go swimming. He wears shorts to swim. So when we go to like a splash pad, he will scratch his knees or the top of his foot.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem to mind, but I don't like it.
You don't
to
like
see
it, but
that.
he's having
No.
so much
He's
fun.
having so much fun. I need to get him water shoes this year.
That's a great idea.
That's what I need.
That'll help.
Yeah. The other thing about this unpredictability is that during Me Made May, I always have this kind of document of what happens during that month. And there's always a day where it's snowing, some rain. So it's like this little snapshot of that particular
cool.
season every year. It's kind of fun to see.
But you also can't plan out what you're going to wear for Me Made May.
But it does mean I get to wear almost everything.
Yes.
Right? There'll be days where I can wear the t-shirts,
you get the
the
tank
jackets.
tops. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the perfect month for it.
The end of May, well, usually the third weekend is a long weekend, a holiday in Canada, Victoria Day. And a lot of people go camping.
Yes.
But it's also hit and miss.
It is.
It can be beautiful. It can be like, it can feel like summertime and you can go swimming in a pond or a lake, or it can be frigid and you are just shivering away. It's hard to know.
It is hard to know. It's a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that holiday, it's a funny one because it's called Victoria Day for Queen Victoria. But I don't know anyone who has a celebration that has anything to do with the Queen. And in fact, people don't often call it Victoria Day. In Ontario, we call it May 24.
Yeah.
Because it happens near the 24th of May.
Yeah.
And also a 2-4 is a case of beer.
Yep.
And people like to go camping, go outside, go to their cottage and drink beer.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister who lives in the west of Canada calls it May Long.
Yeah, May Long. That's a cute one. That's a cute name.
But they also have like the July Long and the
do
August
they?
Long. Yeah.
Oh, they're called. Oh, I've never heard that. I had heard that about May Long, but I didn't realize it was a pattern.
I mean, it's nice. They don't have to think about what's the holiday.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
then also, maybe they don't celebrate the holiday. Maybe it's just a long weekend.
Yeah, I think that's how people here sort of treat it.
Most of the time.
People often think about May 2-4 as the time when you can start putting plants outside.
That's what I think of it as. I don't drink beer.
No.
I put plants in the ground. That's how I
Way
spend my
more
long
fun, I
my
think.
May 2-4. And the idea behind that is that the ground usually isn't warm enough, or the risk of frost hasn't passed until then. But I kind of wonder, the ground's pretty warm this year. I wonder if we could get away with it earlier.
We'll have a frost again, don't you think?
I don't know.
We'll wait and see.
I could be patient, I guess. So spring, we love it.
Love it.
And it is so fleeting.
Yes.
It's a very fast, a very short season, and every day there are changes, noticeable changes. So my advice for myself and for anybody else is to get outside every single day.
Agreed.
Walk along the same path, go along the same route, and just notice what's different. It's incredible. I love spring.
It really makes you live in the moment, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to another episode.
Find us on Instagram or YouTube to join the conversation.